Have you ever gone to a location to do a bit of photography and nothing worked out? You might have planned and prepped the week beforehand, but the weather is probably rotten or your subject never showed up. Well, this is actually happening to me right now. See, I went out to this beautiful, remote and scenic location for a bit of dark sky photography. I wanted to get some night skies in before the full moon, but unfortunately, the weather had changed. You know, I've checked weather apps and all the weather sites the week before, and they all said it was going to be a nice, beautifully crystal clear weekend, but unfortunately, a cloud front had come in and it's pretty much ruined any night sky shooting that I was planning to do. So I've driven a few hours out here to come here, so I don't really want to waste the opportunity of coming out here. So I'm going to really sample the landscape here. I'm going to do a bit of, a bit of time lapsing of the clouds on the mountains. I'm going to do some macro photography. There's a few birds around here, so I'm going to do a bit of bird photography. So this is what this video is really about, is not just giving up if you've got to get to a location and it doesn't work out. It's making the most of the opportunity and, seeing what you can capture. So, I've only got one day here, so I'm going to, make the most of it. So let's get to it. All right, so I've just come up to this fence line after some cows, and by the time I got here, set everything up, they've run off. So, I mean, it sums up my luck this weekend so far, but I did get some video of them. There's a really cool shot of the mountain range here with some nice clouds on it. I can also hear some birds in the distance here. There's some nice little wildflowers in here. So this is a nice little spot for me to go a bit crazy with some photos at the moment. The light's a bit of a mixture. It's sort of harsh when the clouds pass, but then the clouds are constantly moving overhead. So it's not a bad spot. It's nice and green, and there's birds everywhere. So let's get to it. So you might be able to see I'm not sure if that picks up on the camera, but there's a nice range just over this little crest here, and there's some clouds just zooming along the top there. I'm going to shoot with my birding lens here. I'm going to go super long in and see what I can get. And there's a lot of trees in the way as well, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to truly get the whole scene in, but I will get those clouds up there right now. Let's do that right now. So the light is changing on this ridge just behind me. I'll show what it looks like in a second, but it's the light's coming out, the sun's coming through the clouds. I'll just do it now. It's pretty cool. So what I'm going to be doing now is just going to be taking just a simple time lapse of this old tree, and just a very easy shot, just straight up like that, nice and easy. So the whole forest kicked off, all the alarm birds. You can probably hear them in the background there when this little guy flew over the top. Not allowed in this airspace apparently. Doesn't really mind, he's still riding the thermals as they do. So cool. There are some wildflowers here. I'm not sure if they're native flowers or what, but they're covered in these native sugar ants. They look like black meat ants, but they love the nectar of these flowers apparently. So I'm just going to shoot with a 24-70 and see what I can get here. They're all over it. Very cool. It's good food and the ants are on it. But they're not actually eating the pollen. They're actually on the just on the bulb under the flower, which is something I have not seen before. What I absolutely love about macro photography is, look, I've been here for 5 minutes and there's hoverflies and there's all these ants that I've never seen all over these flowers. The intricate details of the flowers themselves, oh, it's just unreal. Absolutely love it. All right, so I might go back to the cabin, have some lunch. It's getting a bit warm here and the light's getting a bit gross as well. All the birds have moved off, I think, for a little siesta. So I might change locations when the light changes a bit, see what I can get from there. It's good to, be thrown into the mix without any planning, just making use of the opportunity and the landscape and seeing what's around it. It's really quite fun to see what you can capture. Sometimes the shots don't work, sometimes they do, but it's all part of just winging it at this moment. I think what this video is pretty much about is just winging it. All right, so I'm back from lunch. I am fed and watered, but the weather's turned. So there's a shower coming right towards me right now. So I may have to put this on hold for a couple more minutes and then come back. I think, well, it'll be nice if it's wet and there's some nice dewdrops and everything. And the way these clouds are going, the sun should light them up as it comes through, but I can hear the pitter-patter of rain coming behind me, so take 3, I guess. What can you do, eh? Winging it, that's right. Okay, so I'm just sort of dodging the rain at the moment. I want to get a shot of this little forest here. The trees look really cool because their branches are very high and they have these really long trunks. I want to get a long shot with the 180 to 600 just to sort of tighten in a little bit, just because it looks really cool with this sort of rainy mist around. So quite a simple shot. All right, so now I'm just going to crop in just a little bit, zoom all the way to 600. Just more like a little abstract photo, and here comes the rain. There we go. There it is. There we go. You wouldn't read about it, would you? Bloody hell. Anyway, never trust a weather app. Okay. I might go back inside the cabin and wait it out, I suppose, all I can do. But by this weather, it'll probably stop at about 5 minutes and then kick off again. So, all right, patience is a virtue in these situations, but yeah, see, it's stopping now. Ridiculous. But anyway, what can you do? What can you do? So the rain has stopped. It rained for about 3 minutes and then it's sunny and humid again. So I went back outside and I found these, I think they're bull ants, running up and down this tree here. I think they're bull ants. I'm not an ant man, but they're just following the same course, up and down, up and down. So I might just get a shot of these guys doing their thing. I think they are bull ants, but I'm going to red head. Anyway, let's give it a shot here. What do we got? Some of them take it easy. Some of them go super fast. This is an absolutely mental thing to do. I'm in a field of long grass, which is, you know, probably riddled with snakes, just ready to give me a little nibble. But I've actually followed, I think there's kangaroos sleeping here at night, so I've followed some sort of areas where the grass is sort of squished down. So it's a nice little trail in here that leads straight to this termite hill or ant hill. I assume it's a combination. Doesn't look like there's anyone home. There's no ants on top of it, but it's a really cool sort of scene. There's wildflowers here, termite nest is here, and then there's a nice sort of eucalyptus gum tree that sums up sort of the Australian sort of rural areas, the outback, the Aussie bush, whatever you want to say. What I'm going to do here is I'm shooting a portrait shot. I'm shooting at 14mm. I may bracket some shots here, bracket some exposures, because the light is actually pretty rank, but we'll see how that goes. So what I'm doing now, I've got it on a self timer of 2 seconds. I've got taking 3 exposures. Let us try that. Out, 2, 3, okay. Okay, so I'm just going to change things up a little bit here. I'm just going to do a landscape view of the same shot, but I'm going to do a time lapse here, which is currently kicking off. The lighting is really putrid. It's ducking between clouds. There's harsh lighting. The shadows are dark. It's very tricky to expose. You know, I don't want to overexpose. I don't want to clip any highlights. I don't want to clip any shadows. So it's doing my head in a little bit. But anyway, it's a fantastic little composition, I feel. I've got the nice wildflowers, I've got the anthill, and I've got the Aussie icon, the eucalyptus gum there, over there. So I'm just going to let this bake, and I'm going to get out of this long grass, because any little rustle I hear, I assume it's a snake that's ready to give me a nibble. So I guess this is the extreme in winging a photo, isn't it? And putting yourself in a very vicious snake pit. Or potential snake pit, I don't know, there's probably nothing in here, but my paranoia is kicking off. Anyway, it's time to have a break, have a drink, and then I'll come back to this. All right. So there you go. What a day. Winging it. 24/7 from sunrise to sunset. Look, I was happy with what I got. I think some of the time lapses look pretty good. I got some nice macro shots, some cool little bird shots here and there, but geez, it pushes the patience at times. But what can you do? You got to make the most of the opportunity and enjoy it. So that's what I think I did today. It was a good day. It was a bit full on in parts, but we got there. What I might do tonight is still come out. The clouds are still sort of, it's not fully overcast, it's partly cloudy, as the weather apps have been telling me all week. So I might come out, see if I can get any sort of Milky Way through clouds, and maybe make use of these dead trees around the area, just to, you know, something. At least I came out and shot some night sky. You know, driving 2 hours out here, I may as well get some, hopefully, some night sky shots. Anyway, fingers crossed on that. But yeah, I think this is it. You know, if things don't go your way, you know, you make the most of it. Make the most of the opportunity. You wing it. Sometimes they're the most memorable moments that you can get behind a camera. So what I'm going to do now is probably get off my feet, sit down for a bit, and then come out after dark and see what I can get. So that's the plan anyway. I'm actually outside at night at the moment. I put my camera out to do a day to night time lapse, and a rain shower came through, so I had to, call it quits on that. So I mean, how this weekend went, I mean, you got to laugh at it. So, but I can't sit back and start sulking and having a tanty because things didn't go to plan. Sometimes the best things that don't go to plan, and you adapt and take on board any spontaneous ideas, sometimes they're the most memorable and the most fun. Well, that's the lesson I've learned anyway, is not to be so precious when it comes to planning. But when I get back to civilization, I'm going to leave some very negative reviews on some weather apps, so we'll see how that goes. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheers.